Today is a super special day because it's publication day of our new test kitchen cookbook, Extra Good Things. This book is filled with all these different recipes, and every recipe has an extra, a takeaway that you can use time and time again. Make sure you watch until the end because there is going to be a bonus recipe where I show you what else you can do with the za'atar tomatoes. Oh yeah, this is the best. This is the good stuff right here. So I'm gonna start with my extra good thing, which is my za'atar tomatoes. It's basically slow cooked tomatoes in olive oil and some za'atar. It's delicious and it goes on so many things. So I've got my za'atarini tomatoes here. You can use cherry tomatoes if you like, and just put it in a pot. And I'm gonna also crush a couple garlic cloves here. The retro garlic crusher makes a comeback. Okay. There you go. There's cooked in quite a bit of olive oil, about 120 ml. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. There we go. And then a bit of vinegar. I'm using balsamic vinegar, but you can use maybe red wine vinegar would be nice. Just about a tablespoon and a half. And I'm going to add a pinch of salt and some black pepper. I'm going to give it all a mix. This is like the easiest thing. You can do it whenever. Just make sure your oven is on a low temperature because they're kind of slow cooked, so 150 degrees is good. Put your top on, and now I'm going to put it in the oven. Okay, so now I'm gonna get started with making my bechamel. I've got some butter here, which I'm just gonna melt in this pan. Okay, now that my butter has melted and is bubbling, I'm going to add my flour and then whisk it in to create a roux. And this happens quite quickly, kind of all comes together. And you only want to cook it for a couple minutes and it will start to smell nutty, kind of like popcorn. That's when you know that it's ready for your milk. I'm gonna slowly pour in my milk and whisk. You want to add a bit and whisk while you're doing it because you want to avoid any lumps. So you want to keep whisking and cooking it for about 5 minutes so that you cook out that raw flour taste. And this is quite a thick bechamel, which we want. We don't want it too runny because it's gonna go over our polenta. And then I'm gonna crush some garlic straight into it. And I'm gonna season it with a bit of salt and a bit of pepper. And then I'm just gonna mix it and cook it out for a couple more minutes. So this is the consistency you're looking for. Quite thick, that's what you want. And now I'm just gonna cover the top with a piece of paper just so there's no skin that develops on top while it's cooling. And I'm just going to set it aside. Okay, so now I'm gonna make the polenta base. In this pot, I have milk and a bit of water, and I've got half this butter is gonna go in there too. I'm also gonna season this liquid with some salt. And you want it to be steaming, but not super bubbling. So I would turn down the heat to around a medium. This is quick cook polenta. So it's gonna happen very fast, just about 3 minutes. And I'm gonna slowly add it in while whisking the whole time. And you'll see that it's gonna start to thicken. You just have to stir it and stir it. So you know the polenta is ready once I stir it and it easily comes away from the sides of the pan. So now I'm just gonna add in the rest of my butter and some grated pecorino. You can use Parmesan if you want. Sorry. And then just stir it in to incorporate. So once the butter is completely melted, which it kind of is now, I'm gonna take it off the heat. So I've got my tray ready and lined with a piece of parchment paper, and I'm gonna work really quickly before the polenta completely sets on me. And I'm just gonna empty it all out onto this tray. And then you just kind of want to use your spatula to spread it out quite rustically into like about the length of the tray. You want it to be nice and thin. And you can form whatever shape you want. I'm gonna go like an oblong-ish. You can do a rectangle or a round. It's up to you. Everybody was calling this polenta pizza, but then I felt like that was very insulting to pizza. So it's not a pizza. So this base, because it's made with polenta, is gluten-free, but the bechamel I use with flour, so it makes it not gluten-free. If you want to make this dish completely gluten-free, then you can just swap out the flour for a gluten-free flour blend that you can get in your supermarket. It works just as well. We tested it. And then that would make it a completely gluten-free dish. That looks like a nice oblong. Okay, cool. My bechamel is still a bit warm, which will make it easier to spread. If yours like thickens too much, you can always like reheat it and then spread it on. So you just want to spread it on as far as it will go, and then you want to create like a little border of polenta around the edges. And now I'm going to top it with some feta. And then just a few sprigs of oregano, just kind of thrown on there. So now my oven's preheated to 230 degrees. I'm going to put my polenta in the oven and let it bake for about 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, now my tomatoes have just come out the oven and they're looking beautiful. They've just burst, but they haven't completely disintegrated. To balance out their acidity, I'm gonna add a bit of sugar and I'm gonna stir in my za'atar. About a couple tablespoons. Whee. That smells so good. And I'm gonna set it aside to cool, and once it cools, I'll add my herbs. All right, so my polenta is almost ready. My tomatoes have cooled down. I'm just gonna stir some herbs in. I've got a bit of parsley here and some oregano. So I'm just gonna roughly chop these leaves. Oh, so good. This is one of my favorite things. Wow. That looks so good. It's got a nice color on there and all around the edges, which is what you want. So it's kind of like crispy around and a bit soft in the middle. And then I'm going to spoon some of my tomatoes over the top. Make sure you get all of that lovely vinegary oil. Okay.
In one.
All in one go.
Okay.
Although I'm wearing white, why do I do this to me?
You always do it. This is really good.
That is really good. The za'atar works so well here, no?
Yeah, really like herbaceous and delicious. I think you just need like a salad on the side and then you're good.
Totally. It's like a lunch. Lunch? Dinner?
Yeah, I
lunch?
think it's like a lunch.
Breakfast, snack. Last bit. I wasn't going to eat it all, but...
What you did.
Well,
By the book.
You must buy the book.
Yum.
So I'm gonna show you something else that you can make with your za'atar tomatoes, which is your extra. So it's basically carrying it over into another meal. I went through the fridge and I found some lettuce, some herbs, a lemon. I've got some mozzarella cheese, and I grilled some chicken earlier. And I'm gonna combine it all to make a nice salad. So I'm just going to slice up my chicken. I've got a bunch of herbs here to use up. So I've got some mint leaves, and I'm just gonna pick them and put them straight into this bowl. I've also got some oregano here and some dill. Listen, I like my herbs. And I'm gonna squeeze some lemon juice in there as well. And season with a bit of salt and pepper. And then I'm just gonna kind of spoon my tomatoes into there so it's kind of like a dressing. And then I've got some mozzarella, buffalo mozzarella, that I just want to kind of tear. And you can use other cheeses if you wanted, like feta would be really nice here too. And I'm just gonna mix it all together. You can use whatever lettuce you want, like little jam, and just kind of arrange it on your plate however you like. And then you're just going to kind of spoon your chicken all over the top. And then I'm just gonna take whatever leftover tomatoes I have and just kind of put that on there. And that's it. That's a really quick and easy lunch to use with your extra, your za'atar tomatoes. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All the links you need are in the description below. Leave some comments. Let us know what you did with your extra good things. We'd love to hear all of your ideas. Bye. Do you want to follow me to the